Hey moguls, it's your coach Ashley D, aka Aspirations, and it is Therapy Thursday. So wanted to come and talk to you all about the month of July, which is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. And I thought it would be very appropriate and important to mention a couple of things to you on today. So of course we know that it's been some chaotic times, been very stressful for some of us who are minorities, the people of color, Black and brown communities. We have been for many years been facing very detrimental circumstances that affect us mentally, mostly stemming from systemic racism, which often leads many times than not to trauma and leaving us with having mental health conditions that are not necessarily conducive to our best health. So with that, we end up with conditions such as PTSD, many know and hear about very often. We suffer from depression, anxiety, personality disorders, eating disorders, and the like, many of which, because we did not have necessarily outlets and might have with these different emotions that we have balled up inside us over time, with the not necessarily neglect of addressing the issues, but not knowing how to properly talk about what is going on, or not having those different outlets. Some have had sports, some have had support systems, people that they could talk to. It has led to us having negative effects in our behavior and in our moods. That's why we have become a people who are very resilient. We are very strong-minded, strong-willed, based off of the circumstances that we have encountered over a long period of time. So I wanted to first and foremost tell you that I am proud of you. I am proud of you for still being here, still fighting the fight, because daily there is something that is going on within ourselves that we have to push forward. Most of us are going through similar things right now, whether it's job loss, not having the security of knowing when we're going to get our next check, what we're going to do about our living situations, food on the table, clothes on our back, making sure our children are safe. What are we going to do? Are they going back to school? And of course, dealing with COVID and wondering, is our health going to be at risk? Do we have underlying conditions? So on and so forth. So basically, your brain is always in high gear, and trying to have a time for yourself or reprieve is far and few in between. So with that, of course, I'm big with making sure that we take care of ourselves and practicing self-care. So there are a lot of different things that you can do to make sure that you are loving on yourself properly, making sure that you're being in contact with those who can help you find a path that you need to lead to uplift your spirits, to make sure that you are on your purpose journey, and making sure that you are living a life full of peace and joy and love, even when it doesn't seem like you're in the most content moments. One of the greatest things that you can do if you don't have someone or don't want to talk to someone is journaling. It can allow you to have a cathartic space, which just in other words means you can talk freely about what it is that you're going through. It's also known as a stream of consciousness, literally writing down the thoughts that are coming through your head. That is a way to get it out, because releasing those emotions and those words are a part of the process of healing. Also trying to get into groups, finding people who have like minds, and even if not necessarily finding people who have like minds, finding people who you would like to be like, and putting yourself in those spaces. I know some of us, we suffer from social anxiety, and we might not want to reach out to people, but because we do have a virtual ability to get in contact with people. If you need to just send them a message, would be a great idea. There is also the practice of doing physical work, even if you just take a walk. People are hiking, going on runs, bike rides. There's some very awesome things going on in the community, one of which I know, Sister Cycle. Shout out to Mimi Green. She is doing her thing. And making sure that you're putting yourself in a space where you're being physically active. When you're physically active, it sends different shots and fire synapses to the brain, and it gets you all pumped up and your adrenaline going. So working out, becoming as fit as possible, it's very important that you move around, dance, yoga. There are so many different types of fitness that you can get yourself into. Also, making sure that you're eating and consuming the right things. I know there are places where we can't do that. Food can be very expensive, especially if we're not growing it ourselves. Trying to eat healthy, of course, has become expensive, and that's because of socioeconomic issues that I can go further into, but this is about mental health. So I want you to, be very mindful of your sodium intake. If you have vitamins, minerals, herbs that you can take, increase that in your system. Drinking lots and lots of water, especially if you're here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The heat, it will get to you, it will dehydrate you. Making sure that you're drinking as much as possible. One of the best ways to do that is take your weight and divide it by 8. And that will let you know how many cups of water you should be consuming, at least within the day. And if you can drink a gallon, you know what? Big ups to you, because drinking a gallon of water is the thing. You're going to go to the bathroom pretty frequently, but that's a good thing. So cleanse your system out. It's about purifying. Healing is about purifying and cleansing out the impurities and the negative things and the negative energy. So I'm hoping that you will, take heed to your mental health. It is one of the leading causes right now for many of us in the minority community to basically give up, and we are a strong people, and I believe that we're going to get through all of this stuff. So I'm praying, and I am staying in touch and encouraging as many as I can as possible. I want you to know that if you need an additional resource or a coach or a therapist, I have those resources. I am also here. You can definitely contact me in my email at coachashleydodson.com, at gmail.com. That's my website. And then also looking for motivation and things to keep you inspired and to keep pushing you towards your goals. So know that you, like many others, are going through some things. I'm going through things myself, and you have to hold on to what it is that keeps you going. I have several things that keep me going: my children, my family, my partner, knowing that I have people who are in my circle who believe in me and love me. And it took me a while to know and understand that I do have that, because there was a time when I felt alone, and there will be times when you feel like that. And it's understandable. But know that there are people who are thinking of you, and they believe in you and believe that you're going to do the best that you can to be the greatest person possible. So I just wanted to leave you with that. I'm not into the negative energy and the negative spaces, not while all these things are going on in the pandemic. We hear enough about what's going wrong in the world. So let's learn to do the things and talk about the things that are going right. Also, if you need any additional resources, please, again, contact me. So I appreciate you for watching this, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go hit up my YouTube channel. Follow me on all my social media platforms. And yes, I will talk to you soon. Always make sure that you continue to spread love, okay?